Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. Today's battle's on the Mannerheim map, and we've got John Winger in the LT-432. It's one of the best Tier 8 light tanks in the game. And he's in a Tier 7, Tier 8 battle, so we'll see how it performs. Now the map's not hugely suitable to light tanks. There's only a few places that you can use for spotting. He's heading to the northern part where you can catch the tanks crossing, but can't really do a lot of damage from there. Similarly, there's some spots in the middle where you can catch tanks crossing, going down the 9 line to the heavy area. So it's found a few tanks already. Maybe sending quite a few up to the top. Let's make the mini-map a little bit larger. And at this point, not shooting, because he doesn't really want to give away his position. There could be TDs on the shelf at C7, C8. Although that WZ131 is most likely to spot them as he's getting a bit close to there. And at the moment, none of those enemy tanks are popping out or using the bushes, etc. to fire back, but you can see this Super Hellcat going back. So it takes a risk and takes the shot there, and he does get spotted. And there you go, there's an Iron Arnie sitting up on the shelf there. Well, not a TD, bit odd that that type of tank would be sitting there. But hey, that's choices of players, where they go on the map. They tend to go where they're most comfortable or familiar with. Alright, so there's a bit of a battle going down on the south, but there's a significant battle here on the north. Yeah, there's an SP1C that's moved up to sort of spot from the C3 area. That could be risky to John, but so far it hasn't really pushed on. In fact, that may have been what spotted him when he fired as well, not necessarily the Iron Arnie. But that Iron Arnie's come down to challenge the WZ131, so Winger puts in a shot. Unfortunately, doesn't penetrate, but he hasn't been spotted this time, so yeah, it must have been the SP1C that spotted him before. And he gets spotted again, so now, yeah, most likely it's that light tank. So far, that game is fairly static. There's been some hit points lost, but no tanks lost. I get rid of the... Alright, it's the first kill. I get rid of the Iron Arnie. But they're still down on hit points, so I'm assuming that they're losing some hit points down in the south. But also we can't see what's happening around that sort of C1, C2 area. So a little bit static at the moment from Winger's perspective. All he can really do at the moment, safely anyway, is spot this area. But here we go, there's a bit of movement, but no, he's not spotting them. They're behind hard cover from his perspective, so that's clearly the tanks down at C1, C2. And he's certainly not getting all this short opportunity to tag someone. That's Super Hellcat. If he pulls back a little bit, he might get a shot on him. But now their team's starting to lose hit points quite substantially. And he's just not getting shots on these tanks here. They're staying well out of his point of view. Luckily the light tank goes down. It just leaves one light tank on the enemy team, still GDB, but unfortunately they've lost their WZ131, so he's only really one light tank each. And will that make a difference to the game? Let's have a look. Alright, so 5 minutes gone, not a whole lot of action. Let's just skip forward a little bit. Alright, now we've got some movement. There's Super Hellcat. He might be able to put some shots into him now that light tank's gone. Yes, he does. Does he get lit? Yes, he does. Alright, that probably was the Super Hellcat, although, yeah, he wouldn't be using binoculars. He certainly would have the vision for the range that there's here. Puts another blind shot in there. Unfortunately, doesn't get any result, but hard to tell. No splash, but of course, oh, there you go. That was a non-hit. And getting lit again. There's the Super Hellcat. Managed to bounce the round coming in. And this is just going to be a battle of nerve here. Fires a shot in and gets the result he wanted, so takes out the Super Hellcat. Now gets some sister damage on an LT-432. He's up on the shelf at C7. Interesting that using some of their top tier tanks right back at base there, they must have... Yeah, it's a good question. Maybe they've all sort of repaired back to base because there's no action going on down in the H line there. Yeah, that FV poking out again. Now the target piece is waltzed out into the middle here. That's not a good choice. He's not going to last very long. He's been tracked and he gets taken out. So that's the danger of coming out right in the open there. So he may well be a moron, but he could also be a very inexperienced player, so we won't hold that against him. But this is sort of what happens in lower tier games. He gets spotted again coming in, changing direction here. But he's got plenty of cover, so no particular danger. And he's still got all his hit points, so it's a good sign. Now we're about halfway through the battle. Teams are even 7-all, and even hit points are sort of coming together, so the teams are sort of starting to make a difference there. Although tanks are disappearing at a fairly rapid rate, so this is becoming a bit more pivotal part of the game. So Winger's coming around here now to support the north side. There's the T-42 there battling the Semavente CC-67. He can add his gun to this, and he knows that it's unlikely that he's going to be attacked by a third tank. So while this Semavente is occupied shooting the T-42, I'm not sure if you can save him. He's fairly low hit points, and Winger's only getting about 180 per shot. Yeah, and unfortunately the T-42 gets taken out, but by an SU-130 PM, so he's up at the back. John takes out the Semavente, but decides not to pursue that line because you know he'll walk into the front of the SU-130 PM. So instead he's coming around here now to see, alright, well, we've got 3 of us left. There's 4 on the enemy team. Tiger 1 and an LTDB which hasn't been spotted yet. And he's just cautioning his team just to say don't push. I need to protect ourselves, so here we go. Tiger 1's been spotted. Oh, Winger just misses the opportunity there to shoot. He drops down, I think, unexpectedly. Oh, and there's the LTDB one, so it's finally been spotted. And can either take out the Tiger 1. Oh, he's not there, and the LTDB has found him, and he puts a shot into him. Finally, John takes some damage, but he doesn't want to use his repair kit. No, his actually repair kit's on cooldown, so that's not available to him. So he's got to wait till his crew repair the tracks, and hopefully he doesn't get left out in the open while that's happening. So he's just popping up here, trying to force the LTDB to fire. The Shrek has come with him to try and put some heat into the LTDB, and he takes a hit from the Tiger 1, but unfortunately for the Tiger 1 it just hits his tracks. So puts one shot into the LTDB and the Shrek takes him out. Unfortunately the Type 59 goes down, or he was on very minimal health anyway. Tiger 1's in the corner, he's on pretty low health. John can take out the SU-130 PM, then they can start to wrap this game up. I would say. And there we go. Puts a nice shot into him, and he can certainly afford to take a hit, although I'm sure he doesn't want to. He just wants to tempt the SU, and there we go. SU fires and hits his tracks, and this is one of the advantages of the size of the LT-432. It's very difficult to hit the weak spots, and for the most part you're pretty much made of tracks, so it doesn't mean you're imperfect. When he comes around, takes another shot on his tracks, but he puts the answering shot back into the SU, and he switched to HE rounds here. Smart move. He can do more damage. Lightly armoured tank. Puts another shot in and gets the ram kill. So he takes some damage there, but doesn't lose his tracks, which is good. And he does have his repair kit back. So now there's the FV-4202, is the only remaining tank on the enemy team, who has pushed around. And now it's all down to John. Can he get the win here? So he's got 700 hit points. The FV's got a similar amount of hit points, it looks like. So it's going to be a bit of a vision game here now. Or at least he needs to make it a vision game so that he can fire, not necessarily get spotted until at least after he fires. So he's circling right around. He's being chased by the FV, so that's interesting, but he needs to put a bit more distance on him before he can safely fire. The FV's gone in the trench, so it's not going to save him anything there. So he's coming around to the cap side of things. And he can do one or two things. He can circle back around and see if he can catch the FV out in the open, or he can put some cap pressure on himself and draw the FV towards him, and then spot him as he's coming down. So it looks like he's deciding to try and catch the FV out in the open. And no sign of him, so where has he gone? He's not coming back this way, at least it's not obvious at this point. 2.5 minutes to go. Ah, there you go, he's on cap. So that's probably the best outcome. So now he knows exactly where he is, and you can approach, get him lit, make sure he's not lit, and start pumping shots into him. So he's got 12 of his premium rounds left. He's got 19 standard rounds. And he doesn't want to force a draw, he wants to get the win. So he needs to do the most damage as possible in the shortest amount of time. 2 minutes to go, this is definitely doable. Alright, there you go, he's spotted, so he can fall back behind the bush, get the dark outline, gets a shot in, and there he wasn't spotted. Yep. Got him down now to 460 hit points. He finally gets spotted as the FV's coming towards him. Still hasn't taken any damage back again. One more shot in after this, and that should be the kill. Oh, and that one bounced, unfortunately, but doesn't matter. He's got the hit points to challenge him now completely. Bang, he gets the kill anyway. So, well, 1 minute 21 seconds to go. That's a great comeback. Alright, so here are the results. A slightly different look because it's been uploaded to Desgame's list. What Replays is having some problems for a little while. Alright, so he's done nearly 3.4k of his own damage and another 1900 of assisted damage there, so a nice result, and that's earned him a Ace Tanker badge. Let's have a look at the team score. So we've got a base experience of 1371, spot on for the Ace Tanker level, 4 kills as well, which was important, and the next best tank was the Vipera, who didn't last that long, I don't think, doing 2.7k, and no one, oh, the T103 doing just over 2k, so that was sort of the outstanding players there. And on the other side, the SU-130PM did a whole 4.5k, so great result there, and would have earned him the high caliber award, I would have thought. And there's some event A that John managed to get rid of, doing 2.2k, so they were the best tanks on the ground. That poor Tiger P did 0 damage. That's a bit unfortunate. But anyway, back to John's game. So he's fired 25 shots in the end, 21 hit and 17 of those penetrated. That gave him his damage total. he had some rewards for events coming out there, and probably the holiday ops running, which gave him some nice additional income. And by astutely using his ammunition and not having any consumable costs, he's managed to get away with a profit of 136k. So great result there as well. So great game there from John. Thanks very much for the content. I hope you enjoyed watching that. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. It helps put it in front of more people. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please consider doing that. We'll have more great content to follow. Thanks very much for watching.